There is a realm of existence so far beyond your own, you cannot even imagine it. I am beyond your comprehension. Before us, you are nothing. Your extinction is inevitable. We are the end of everything.
Star Wars Genesis V4 is finally here, with the long-awaited Wappajack support. All versions from here on out will be automated as much as possible. As of now, there's only one mod you have to actually manually install. So one of the main criticisms I've seen on Star Wars Genesis is that it's basically Starfield with a Star Wars skin over it, and there's not really any gameplay changes or improvements. I kinda want to get rid of that stereotype. Star Wars Genesis is an experience. It's not something you can just replicate in a day by installing every Star Wars mod out there. I spent countless hours handcrafting something that makes me feel like I'm playing my dream Star Wars game. Starfield is just simply being used as a foundation here. For starters, we have our own custom balancing, which tries to get rid of all the bullet sponges and make the combat more grounded and realistic. You're not the main character, you're gonna die in a few shots, just like everyone else. The equipment you wear, along with your skills and tactics, matter way more than your level. This is an unleveled world experience, just like Skyrim Requiem if any of you are familiar with that. That means you could be level 2 and run into level 90 bounty hunters within the first hour of the game, and it's up to you what you want to do in that situation. That also means a weapon or armor you pick up at level 2 will still be usable at level 90. That doesn't mean there's no progression though. You can still advance your skill tree, customize weapons with attachments, and progress in ways that are completely new, such as the temple ruins and kyber crystals scattered across the galaxy. The best armors are all available to be found in the world, either looted from new intricate puzzles or taken off your enemies. Regardless of how geared you get, I want every fight to have a risk of death. You can obviously still have your power fantasy if you equip pure Beskar, but even then I still want things to be engaging. On top of all of that, we also have our own economy. Quest rewards, bounties, and selling prices have all been changed. We all know the Bethesda game stereotype where you loot everything in existence to sell to vendors and are unfathomably rich by level 10. I'm trying to avoid that. Most of your money will be from bounties and rewards. You actually have to go and risk your life in an unleveled and unpredictable world to be able to make money. We're also featuring notable gameplay improvements. Anyone can slide from level 1, the accuracy of all weapons have been increased, and increases more when you level up your skills. Pistols have their own custom Star Wars animations, enemies drop all the equipment they're carrying, the enemy AI has been improved in both combat and out of combat, jetpacks have been completely overhauled, POI generation, world gen, and weather have all been improved, resulting in simply just more variety everywhere you go. All of this, combined with dozens of compatibility patches that make all this coexist, is why I'm treating this as a separate game. We have our own patch notes, we have our own support channels, we have a roadmap, suggestions, work in progress updates, and even entire mods converted or designed by me specifically for this mod list. From in-house music overhauls to replacements for every spacesuit in the game, to alternate starts and loading screens, to even renaming over 1,000 lines of dialogue, locations, NPCs, armors, and planets, I want this to be as immersive as possible, to the point that there's no hint of Starfield left when you're playing. There are things in here you will never find on Nexus mods or creations, due to stupid rules and simply just the logistics of combining multiple mods in a way that you end up with a working and intended final product. Due to still being in the early stages of Starfield modding, I had to sort of create an alternate timeline where the war between the Empire and the Rebel Alliance is only just beginning. There's a separate sect of the Empire loyal to the Sith and the Emperor that you'll encounter in the far reaches of space, and we'll be seeing much more of them in the upcoming expansion. Darth Maul's Shadow Collective are widespread across the galaxy conducting raids, but they've also taken a life of their own and have been mixed with pirate varieties. Disorganized Neo-Crusaders are rampant in abandoned locations, attempting to rebuild their order. Trandoshan mercenaries hired by both the Empire and the Rebels are increasing. Factions such as the Bounty Hunters Guild, Trade Federation, Swoop Gang, Onaka Gang, Revenites, and countless other criminal organizations are present everywhere you go. Corrupted rat ghouls are plaguing the core worlds, and the Yuzon Vong are beginning to invade the galaxy very soon. If there's one thing Star Wars Genesis has, it's a living world. When you first start a new game, you choose between a present and can even skip the entire main story if you wish by not joining the constellation. But I highly recommend briefly joining them so you can at least trigger the Yuzon Vong invasion whenever that comes out. You can choose to be a smuggler, a bounty hunter, a rebel, or even a stormtrooper. The choice is yours. I'll leave the rest up to you guys to discover on your own, but the possibilities are endless with this. I feel like I've reached a point with V4 and soon 4.1 with the Yuzon Vong that is starting to feel like a proper conversion. Obviously we're still missing a few things like ship replacements, lightsabers, more force powers, voice lines, city conversions, etc. on top of all the base game aspects that need to be improved, but we're slowly getting there piece by piece. What I do know for sure is that V5 isn't going to be released for a while, since it's now handicapped by the speed of other Star Wars modders and their big projects. But what I can promise you is that V5 will be as big as V4 whenever it does release. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting me, whether on Discord, Reddit, my channel, or through donations, which I must mention makes things a lot easier. I'm spending my own money here trying to advance the Starfield modding scene by buying 3D models or simply commissioning people to create specific mods such as the Neo Crusaders and the Yuzon Vong. Regardless, I appreciate each and every one of you and simply thank you for watching this far into the video. I never thought that one random video idea I had would get this far and take up so much of my time, but I have no regrets. But I must also mention, I am an MMO gamer first, and this is a PvP YouTube channel. So when an MMO does come out, and I upload like 20 PvP videos back to back, it doesn't mean I've abandoned the project. I can do two things at once, especially when the modding scene is unfortunately pretty stale right now. I will always find time to progress this further and further, it's just that things may be slow for certain periods. This is my passion project at the end of the day, and I look forward to one day completing our dream Star Wars RPG.